American patriot, and it's my honor to call this next guest a very dear friend of mine, Mr. Ryan Cunningham. Ryan, welcome back to Mark My Words. How are you?
I'm doing great, Mark. Thanks for having me this evening.
You're welcome. Ryan, on December 19th, 2022, you put out a tweet that went viral, millions of views, almost 24,000 retweets, almost 52,000 likes. And you said this: I got the jab before most could as a healthcare provider and emergency manager implementing many of the policies of the COVIDians. Days after I was transported to the hospital with cardiac issues. Today, I am in heart failure. And your social media following has just exploded because what you're doing is you're using your Twitter as sort of a diary, and you're giving everybody an update on your progress, your treatments as you get well. Ryan, can you give us an update on how you are doing?
Yeah, no, thank you, Mark. First, let's go back to that day. I kept that to myself with the issues that I had for pretty much the past 2 years. I spent the past 2 years advocating for, children, running a campaign, and I left the issues that I was dealing with to myself, and I didn't make myself the center of the attention. But after the campaign was over, that night, that tweet that you read, it was at 12 something in the morning, and I'll be honest with you, Mark, I was frustrated starting treatment, and honestly, I was having the conversation: why, God, did you put me in this position? Why am I going through this? And why? I'm having that reconciliation at obviously the middle of the night, and I think now we know why, right? I've given a platform and a voice to others that are going through it, and Twitter has absolutely blown up with this topic since that tweet. As far as myself, it's been a long road to recovery. It's the treatments that I'm getting are very difficult on the body. This past week, I'm started with my endocrine system reactivating, and just to be completely honest, I broke out in shingles. I've got tremors, and it's absolutely painful. It's not a pleasant experience, and anyone that has had to deal with it, I'm thankful that I've got good providers that are able to help me, and I know that I'm going to be okay long term. But I'm 8 weeks into this, and it's not a pleasant experience. And what's most disheartening about it is what I'm learning about other people along this process and their positions that they've taken on this.
Yeah, let's talk about that, Ryan, real quick. But we had Lynn Franco, an 8th Ward GOP committee woman here in Chicago, who's been at the receiving end of Chicago GOP Chairman Steve Boulton's constant attacks in private and in emails. And Ryan, Illinois Review reported on this a year ago in Facebook comments. Steve Boulton, who was still Chicago GOP chairman, and I know you were probably working with Steve as it related to Tom DeVore's Attorney General campaign as his campaign manager, but he said some things that were shocking. That, and I'll just rehash this: that those that did not get the jab, that they should pay for their own medical costs out of pocket if they were hospitalized. That if you required life-saving measures, he considered that as a waste of money for those that didn't have the jab. Incredibly offensive rhetoric coming from anybody, let alone the chairman of the Republican Party. Ryan, I wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Well, first and foremost, I led many initiatives over the past 2 years to get resolutions and to fight these mandates as it relates to the jab and to stop it. And when I found out, or when I saw that tweet after the fact, it was like a kick in the stomach. Someone in senior leadership in our own party, that they were having that narrative. And it often makes me wonder, why did we have to deal with what we've dealt with across the state for the past 2 years? How many more are there like him? And it's disgusting. And Mark, I saw that, and I think I messaged you. It took me it was such a blow. I think it took me nearly 24 hours to even process it and give a responsive statement, because, you're out there fighting for people and to ensure their health and medical rights are protected, right? Even if he didn't want to take a position, he should have taken on that. He should have taken a position that it shouldn't be mandated. It shouldn't be forced. To in fact take the position that that you should be responsible for your own care. Well, here's my words to him tonight. Guess what? The CDC created ICD-10 codes now to track vaccination status and related to the jab as of yesterday or the day before. But guess what? There's no ICD-10 code to track the vaccine injured. And guess what? The insurance doesn't want to pay for the vaccine injured. In fact, you often got to find providers and you have to pay cash out of pocket, and the treats are very expensive. So to suggest that someone that wanted to be unjabbed pay for their own care, and now you have literally, Mark, thousands, tens of thousands of people who did do what they thought was the right thing, who now cannot get the care that they need. I think that's what disgusts me about his statement the most. There's so many people hurting that did think they needed to do the right thing at the time, and guess what? They're not getting the care that they need. I think that's what makes it so difficult. And have it come out of a Republican leader, honestly, he needs to issue a responsive statement, an apology, and maybe further action should be considered. But he definitely needs to issue a statement because it's an absolute disgrace to the party and to the positions that the party should be taking.
Ryan, I might add that the Illinois GOP leadership has been silent, and this article has been sent to all of them, titled "Chicago GOP Chair Disses the Unjabbed, Says They Should Pay for Their Own COVID Hospitalization Costs and Considers Saving the Life of an Unjabbed Person Wasteful Spending." It's all right there in his own words, where he also says, "I find it unfathomable that people are risking their lives to dodge too little shots. Now a lot of people are going to die for nothing but principle grounded in ignorance or even worse, politics." And Ryan, you did get that, did get the jab, and you've been in heart failure.
That is correct. And